Flutter vs Ionic Clash of the Titans. By Procoders. Building cross-platform mobile and don't know how to choose between Ionic Framework versus Flutter? This guide from Procoders can help. In a world that's increasingly working on mobile devices, companies can't afford to have anything less than world-class mobile applications. That means having cross-platform apps that can work seamlessly, no matter what operating system your end user is working on. To accomplish this, most experienced developers will look to the most popular choices, Ionic or Flutter. Sussing out which one of these is best for your project is a trickier business. It all comes down to how well you understand the debate between Flutter versus Ionic Framework. Choosing between Flutter versus Ionic should be quick and easy, right? Simply pick one or the other. Not so fast. As it turns out, just like in the case with Flutter versus React Native or Xamarin versus Flutter, in a comparison between Ionic versus Flutter performance, there are major differences. And those differences can have a significant impact on not just your development project, but on the way it runs when it's done. If you want your development to run smoothly, it's important that you understand the performance differences between Ionic versus Flutter, Ionic 4, and how that will play out for your project. Let's dig deeper. Flutter. A short overview. Developed by Google in 2018, Flutter is considered a gold standard that's scalable and fast, with a UX platform that plugs directly into your backend code. Flutter uses Dart as its code. It works well with JavaScript for backend functions and similarly, with Objective-C and Swift in iOS. It's a major differentiator between the Ionic framework versus Flutter. Advantages. In a comparison of Flutter versus Ionic, Flutter has many worthy selling points, including hot reloading changes appear as you code. It's one of the reasons why developers come down in favor of Flutter in a matchup between Flutter versus Ionic performance. Rich widgets. Combined with rich widgets, Flutter can offer you a world of choices for rich, layered functionality in your apps that are compatible on any operating system. Flawless backend integration. Whether your backend is in Java or Objective-C, Flutter will integrate smoothly enough to make your frontend look as native as your backend. And it makes your cross-platform code sharing go better too. Quick iteration. Flutter's fast cycling trims hours off your coding and quality control. Disadvantages. In any discussion of Flutter versus Ionic framework, it's important to remember there are very specific performance downsides. They may or may not be important, depending on the needs of your project. But here are some common disadvantages you may experience. Immaturity of platform. Because Flutter was launched less than 3 years ago, there hasn't been as many community-generated tools and libraries built yet. Still, there's many options, and more are coming every day. Rendering issues. If you're using vectored or moving images, you may have issues in rendering your plugins on time. Platform compatibility. While Flutter does, in general, offer cross-platform interoperability, there are still apps it won't play nicely with, including tvOS, Android Auto, CarPlay and watchOS. Updating roadblocks. While some platforms will allow you to instantly post system changes, Flutter makes you work through its processes, every time. When it comes to Flutter versus Ionic performance, that's a point you can't overlook. What's Flutter used for? To truly understand Ionic framework versus Flutter, it helps to see them in a real use case environment. You're most likely to see Flutter used for minimally viable product, MVPs, which can utilize Flutter's light construction to make speedy first edition or proof of concept apps. Apps using Material Design Language. Simple Logic OS plugins. Skia used for high-speed, high-performance rendering. User interfaces that use code-dense widgets. UX with heavy data integration and user interaction. Ionic. A short overview. Ionic is an open-source framework for creating user interfaces that work on any operating system. Released in 2013, Ionic works with well-known languages like HTML, CSS, React Native, Angular, Vue.js and JavaScript for integration with your backend. Advantages. In the matchup between Flutter versus Ionic 4, Ionic is often chosen because of its integration with JavaScript, making it a developer darling, as the majority of programmers are very comfortable with this language. In addition, developers also like simplified developer interface. The platform operates with a capacitor, which creates an easy-to-use interface for working with SDK and native API on all platforms. One version does it all. Ionic operates on a singular codebase that's anchored in the whole array of JS libraries. This eliminates duplications of code to sync with other platforms. Works to scale. There's no hard limit to the amount of users. Keep scaling up. Ionic can handle it. Disadvantages. When it comes to Flutter versus Ionic 4, Ionic may come out on top for its speed and elegance. But it has its downsides too, such as too reliant on plugins. Ionic converts all plugins to JavaScript. This is fine if you've got JavaScript plugins ready off the shelf. If you'd like to use another plugin that uses other languages/libraries, you may find yourself trying to version them back over to JavaScript on your own. Absence of hot reloading in a contest between Flutter versus Ionic 4. This is one area where Ionic's framework performance really falls down. Because it doesn't accommodate hot reloading, the program refreshes every time a change is made. This can really slow down your development speed. Code uglification? While this isn't the case on the newer updates of Ionic, older versions don't provide code uglification, eliminating an important security tool from your toolbox. Complex apps are left in the cold. Memory-intensive apps don't do so well here, as it requires the notoriously slow web view for rendering. What is Ionic used for? When it comes to a contest between Ionic framework versus Flutter, Ionic is the only framework out there that allows developers to create with a single, simple-to-use JavaScript codebase. You'll find it used most often in hybrid app development, MVC mobile applications, apps with heavy backend integration, and any kind of app that is lightweight and fast, with a high-performance UI/UX load. Popular applications built with Flutter and Ionic. Perhaps the best way to judge Flutter versus Ionic framework is to see the differences between the real-world use cases for them. Here is a list of some of the world's most popular, high-traffic apps that were developed using the frameworks. A perfect example of the differences between Flutter versus Ionic. Conclusion. Companies trying to suss out the differences between Ionic versus Flutter should really look to the end product they want to achieve to make a framework decision. Do you have an app that's lightweight, with lots of moving pictures and elaborate user interfaces? Choose Ionic. Heavier apps where seamless backend access is key will most likely benefit from using Flutter. But no matter where you come down in the Flutter versus Ionic debate, having the help of outstaffed experts to lend their expertise can help expedite matters. At ProCoders, we'd love to help you get your next Flutter or Ionic projects executed on time and under budget. Subscribe our channel and read more about Flutter versus Ionic Clash of the Titans at ProCoders blog.